Namaste and welcome to Yin and Restorative Yoga with some gentle movement. My name is Michelle Chua, and for today's practice, we have a request from our live community to focus on releasing tension in the neck, shoulders, and lower back. So we'll integrate that into our focus this week of forward folds. Make sure you have a couple of yoga blocks, a strap, a bolster, and a blanket. Find a comfortable way to sit with your legs in front of you. And you may find it helpful to sit on your folded blanket, adjusting the thickness of it so that your pelvis can be higher than your knees as you turn out the thighs. Take a moment to settle into your space, both physically and mentally. So yesterday I started talking about a focus on Ajna chakra, which is your third eye center. And we're going to continue that throughout this week. And one of the qualities of having balanced energy flow through Ajna chakra, which is towards the center of the brain, is having a clear sense of perception. Our perception in every day can be clouded by the stories, the narratives within our minds. Here is a Q&A that was recorded. You might know Krishnamurti, who's still a teacher of meditation, and he was interviewed. This was back in 1973. And the question that a student in India asked him is, what is the significance of, quote unquote, the inner lights when we see that expression, when we use that expression? And Krishnamurti responded, how do you explain the inner lights? Will you be satisfied by an explanation? If you are satisfied by an explanation, read a book about it. But if you want to find out if there is such a thing as an inner light, you have to inquire, not be caught in your traditions, live the ordinary life and say, all that is nonsense. To inquire, the mind must be extraordinarily free. And if you want to find out what it means to have the inner light that is never put out by anything, by any circumstances, by any happening, by sorrow, by fear, to find such a light, you have to take a great journey, not in time, but outside of time, a journey into yourself as an observer. Merely watching, to watch the movement of your thought and your activity in daily life. When you are greedy, pursuing power, position, to watch it and see the truth of it, the danger of it, poison of it, to perceive it and to drop it completely. The perception, the seeing without any distortion, is light. That is the inner light, not some mysterious business. A mind that is clear needs no light. A mind that is in darkness needs a light. And most minds are so greatly confused in anxiety and despair and travail. They are seeking light. Their light is comfort. They want to be comfortable because they are lonely and they pursue the guru who becomes the light or follow some imaginative light. But to really come upon this strange inward awakened state, there must be clarity of the mind, which means to understand, to be free of conflict, not to escape from it into some dungeon of a hermit or into a world of imagination, but to observe how the mind is caught in fear, in pleasure, in the values which society and oneself have set up. To observe them, not deny them, not suppress them, not to control them, but to observe them. Then you will see that the mind becomes extraordinarily clear and simple and very direct. Such a mind is a light to itself. It is no longer seeking light. Just take a moment to digest that as you sense the breath. Become more aware of the sensations in your body. As we let go of judging those sensations as either good or bad or right or wrong, we allow ourselves to just experience them directly without the narratives of the mind. Feel the breath again and notice its qualities that you can sense. How does your energy feel like? Now observe your mind for a few moments. What is your state of mind as you're beginning your yoga practice? What emotions are moving through you right now? And let the breath in a little deeper, pressing your body into the surface below it. Opening the lips, empty the breath slowly. Inhale a little slower. Once again, through the mouth, let it go. In this very moment, what is something you can appreciate, offer gratitude for? And now start to clarify your intention or personal prayer for your yoga practice. Is there someone that you would like to dedicate today's practice to? Extending them loving kindness. And together, let's set our intentions and dedications while creating resonance by chanting Om 3 times. Inhale a little deeper. Tuning into the breath, let's begin practicing Ujjayi Pranayama with resonant breathing. So in Ujjayi, which means victorious breathing, you close the lips and softly constrict or gently narrow the back of your throat so that as you're inhaling and exhaling evenly and slowly through the nose, you're creating a whispering sound, a really soft, gentle, and smooth whispering sound, using that sound as something to focus your attention on as you move from pose to pose. A way to focus the mind here in the body, in the present. Now, resonant breathing is a mindful technique in which we breathe in slowly for a count of 6, and we breathe out slowly for a count of 6. So I invite you to start creating that whispering sound, and I'll count a few cycles so we can practice together, and then continue on your own. So empty this breath. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 6. Exhale 6. And continue counting a couple more cycles in your mind, listening to the whisper at the back of your throat. Notice how it feels in mind and body to slow the breath down and balance. And keep paying attention, and we'll start to bring some movement into the body, starting on hands and knees or all fours. Let's spread the fingers wide at the top of your mat and stack your shoulders above your wrists. Step your knees a couple of inches behind your hips. And as you breathe in, slowly glide your chest forward, rolling the shoulders back, gazing up into cow pose. As you breathe out, lift your navel, slowly drop your head to round your back into cat pose. Try that a few more times or several more times. Breathing in as you lift the chest, breathing out as you contract your belly. You might also add a little more stretch into the lower back by tucking your toes as you lift the belly and round the back. Couple more cycles of Betalasana or cat-cow pose. Spread your thumbs wide towards each other. Stretch your index fingers to point forward or slightly turn them out to help open up the fronts of the shoulders a little more. At the end of your next exhalation, lift your hips high, bend your knees and draw your hips back, stretching the back of the spine as you drop your skull in downward dog. And once there, slowly press one heel into the earth, pedaling your feet. Switch sides on the next breath. So moving really slowly as you walk your feet in place to help loosen up the sides of your torso and hips. As you're walking the feet in place, you might swivel your hips side to side like you're dancing the twist. Let your head hang freely. To help it out, you might shake your head a few times. Nod your head a few times, lifting the shoulders back away from your neck. Notice if there's any other way that your body needs to move here as we stay a little longer in Adho Mukha Svanasana, maybe stretching a leg up and rotating it at the hip. What you do on one side, balance it out with the other side. Eventually, when you're done moving around in downward dog, pause for at least 3 deep breaths, lifting your hips as high as possible towards your rear wall as you relax your neck, lifting the shoulders away from it. Press the front tops of your thigh bones back, sealing in your front ribs. Slightly engage your belly. Rotate your outer upper arms towards the ground. Spread the shoulder blades wide across your back ribs. Listen to the quality of your breath. Trace the next exhale to the very end before you walk to the front of your mat into a standing forward fold. Separating your feet at least hips distance apart, parallel to each other. Once you arrive, bend your knees so much that your belly easily rests on your thighs. Tilt your weight forward as far as you can balance. Let the head fall. With each hand, hold opposite elbows and start to sway your spine side to side. Maybe even help to relax the jaw by stretching the mouth in different ways or fluttering your lips a few times like this. You might continue to shake and nod your head to help relax your neck. Now lift your shoulder bones away from your ears while you drop your head down. If you've got any tightness in your lower back or other areas of the back of the body, keep your knees bent when you're rising and folding. Let's release the arms, shimmy out the shoulders. And then let your thumbs meet your occipital ridge, which is at the very bottom of your skull, at the back of your neck. Interlace the fingers and let your elbows gently hug your skull. So with your thumbs, you're gently pulling the skull downward while you lift the shoulders upward, knees still bent, letting your spine elongate here. Deep breath in, slow breath out. One more. Now crawl your fingertips to blocks or the floor ahead of your feet. And as you breathe in, stretch the top of your head towards your front wall. Engage the belly here to support the back. Exhale, fold over your legs. Press to your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms forward and slowly rise all the way up into Urdhva Hastasana, coiling your chest up. Now as you exhale, join your palms down to your heart center. Let's move into half sun salutation, a couple of rounds. And I invite you, if you feel comfortable or at least to try to play out of your comfort zone, close your eyes, tune inward, tune into your intuitive sense of your spatial awareness as we're working with Ajna Chakra. So deep breath in, connect with your intention, offering gratitude to the sun in Ardha Surya Namaskar. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, draw your shoulders back, lift your heart towards the sky. Exhale, fold with a feeling of a flat back, so you can bend the knees any amount to do that. Press your fingertips down. Inhale, lengthen your crown forward, draw your shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Press to your feet. Inhale, slowly rise all the way up. Gently lifting your chest as you drop your shoulders back. Exhale, trace your palms in prayer from your crown to your heart center. Once more, inhale, sweep the arms forward, roll your shoulders behind you and down. Exhale, hinge over your legs. Press your fingertips down. Inhale, lift your heart through the gates of your arms. Exhale, bow in towards the earth. Rooting down, inhale, slowly rise all the way up. Exhale, join your palms down in front of your heart. Let's take a slow version of sun salutation, C on each side. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, bow forward. Plant your fingertips in front of you and inhale, lengthen forward. Walk the hands back to frame your heels and exhale, step the left knee behind you. Let's pause here for 3 breaths. So keep your fingertips down either on blocks or the floor, right under your shoulders. Relax the shoulders back and down and let your pelvis sink towards the ground as you gaze up. Broadening your chest. One more inhale here. Hold your breath and step into plank pose, either with knees on the floor or legs straight. Now, as you exhale, first lower your knees, then your chest, then your chin, hugging the elbows to the ribs. Inhale, slither forward. And let's take a few breaths in Cobra. In fact, I invite you to crawl your fingertips outside of your mat, in line with your shoulders, firm down the tops of your feet, and roll the shoulders behind you. Press the shoulder blades down the back, gently lifting the chest. Breathe in here. Now, as you exhale, rotate the right shoulder further back and look behind it. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, rotate the left shoulder back, look behind it. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, slide the heels of the palms beside the floating ribs. Press up to downward facing dog. Pause for a full cycle of breath, lifting the hips high and drawing the thighs back, sinking your heels down. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. As you exhale, step your left foot beside your left thumb. Lower your right knee to the ground and have your fingertips right under your shoulders on blocks or the floor as we pause for 3 breaths. Sinking your hips, relax the shoulders back and down, and gaze up. One more breath in. Exhale, step your right foot forward and folds. Press your fingertips forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bow in. Inhale, slowly rise. Roll the shoulders behind you and lift your heart. Exhale, join your palms at heart center. Let's try this on the second side one last time. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bow forward. Press your hands down. Inhale, lengthen forward. Crawl the fingertips back. Exhale, step the right knee back. This time, let's pause for 3 breaths. Keep your right toes tucked, sink your hips low. Relax the shoulders behind you. Gaze up. Inhale, one more. Hold the breath as you step to plank. Ashtangasana, exhale, lower knees, then chest, then chin. Slither forward. Once more, crawl the fingertips outside the mat in line with the shoulders. Firm down through the tops of the feet. Inhale, roll the shoulders behind you and down, lift the chest. This time, look over your left shoulder as you rotate it back and down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, look over the right shoulder, rotate it back and down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, place the hands beside your floating ribs and press up to downward facing dog. Pause for 1 cycle of breath. Relax the neck. Press your chest towards your shins. Inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Exhale, step that foot beside your right thumb and lower your left knee. Keep your fingertips on blocks or the ground. As you look up, relax the shoulders. Breathe here. One more in breath. Exhale, step your left foot forward to fold. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Now, bending your elbows. Use your right hand to hold your left elbow. Drop the left palm towards between your shoulder blades. Standing a little taller, seal in your bottom front ribs. Direct the tailbone down between the heels. As you exhale, begin to side bend to your right. Pause where you are as you inhale. Press the left foot a little heavier into the ground and lift the spine from your hips. Exhale, continue to side bend to your right. 3 more breaths in this direction. Keep sealing in the belly, the front ribs. Inhale back to center. Raise the arms straight up. As you bend the elbows again, use your left hand to hold your right elbow and let your right palm land towards between your shoulder blades. So with the left hand, you're guiding the right elbow to point upwards towards the sky. Press both shoulders down, stand tall, breathe in. And then to your left, exhale, begin the lateral extension of your spine. Side bend. Breathe in, press the right foot a little heavier. Lift the spine from your hips. Exhale, continue to side bend. 3 more breaths. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, release the arms. And just pause here. Let the palms face forward as you stand tall in mountain pose for 3 deep breaths. Just noticing what you are perceiving in the sensations of your body and the sensations of your breath. Let's come on down to sit. Gonna bring a little more forward fold into our practice, including a twist to help release tension in the lower back. So you may want to grab your strap, and as you have your legs in front of you, left leg straight ahead, bring the sole of your right foot high against your inner left thigh. This is twisting head to knee pose, or Parita Janu Shirshasana. If you find that your back tends to round here, you might use your blanket again and elevate your pelvis. So place the strap around the ball of your left foot, flexing your left foot as it also kicks against the strap. Hold the strap in your right hand And relax the shoulders back. Sit up a little taller as you root down to your sitting bones. Place the left hand on the ground outside of your left hip, and then start to turn your chest to your left side of your left leg. Now hinge from the hips in that direction. Pause as you breathe in. Firm down even more with your right sitting bone and the left. Lengthen your spine. Keep your throat open and your shoulders relaxed. If you can keep folding, continue on breath by breath for about 8 more breaths. Those of you that can reach hold of your outer left foot with your right hand, you can let go of the strap and do that. So feel the spiraling of your torso to your left side. There's a little bit of a twist as you're folding. Picture the right side of your lower back and imagine breathing into that space. And then inhale, begin to rise, remove the strap, relax your left toes from flexing, and let's slide the right leg straight ahead. Bring the sole of your left foot high against your inner right thigh, and place the strap around the ball of your right foot. Hold the strap in your left hand, and flex your right foot as it kicks against the strap. Place your right hand on the floor outside of your right hip, and then root your 2 sitting bones again. Lift up from the base of your spine through the back of the skull. Breathe in, shoulders relaxed, throat open, and then twist to your right and begin to fold diagonally in that direction. Pause where you are, breathe in, press the left sitting bone even deeper, as well as the right, and grow the spine some more. If you can continue to fold without rounding the back, keep going. Got about 8 more breaths. If you can reach hold of your outer right foot with the left hand, you can hold there. Imagine the left side of your lower back receiving deep breaths. And inhale to slowly rise. Let's continue with our forward folds and opening up the lower back and hips. So for this, you may want to have your 2 blocks within arm's reach. Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. So bend your knees both apart and bring the soles of your feet together. Now, again, you can also sit on a blanket if that helps you to lengthen the spine more easily. Play with sliding your heels really close to your groins and incrementally really far away from your groins. Still creating that diamond shape where the feet are connected. And then the side where you want to have your feet as we'll start to fold forward. Because the different placements of the feet will affect where you feel more of a opening in your outer thighs, outer hips. And then you may or may not set up a couple or 1 block to land your forehead on. You could make as high of a tower of blocks as it allows you to keep your throat open so you're not dropping the chin to your chest as you're folding, nor rounding the shoulders and tensing that area. But you want to keep generally a long, spacious spine. Press the hips down, slightly engage the abdomen, and breathe in, incrementally folding forward from the hips as you breathe out. And of course, adjust your props so that they will meet you instead of you straining to try to meet them. We're going to be in this posture for 3 minutes. So we're starting our longer holds in restorative poses. Check in with your neck, shoulders, arms. Make sure that they are all relaxed as you are resting here in stillness. Start to press your hands down and slowly lift your head. Take your time rising up. And when you rise, stretch your legs forward. You might circle out your feet or rotate your thigh bones inward and outward. Just pausing here for a few breaths. Let's make our way onto our backs. And as you're making your way there, make sure you have your 2 blocks off to the side within arm's reach. And have your strap there too, just in case. As you lower onto your back, set your feet on the ground a little wider apart than your hips distance. And just rest your hands below the belly towards your frontal hip bones. Start to drop your knees gently to the right, so the legs do not touch each other. Drop your knees all the way to the left, just to your range of motion. Pair the movement with the breath, inhaling the knees in one direction, really slow. Notice what you're feeling as your body moves through to each side. Keep going, maybe another 4 cycles of breath. Coming back to center, let's cross the right ankle over your left thigh, flex your right foot. Just keep your left foot on the ground and use your right hand to gently press the top inner side of your right thigh to help splay your right thigh open. At the same time, ground the back of your left hip, ground the shoulders, lengthen your neck. This isn't a long hold. Let's tune into another 3 slow breaths. Now keep this figure 4 shape in your legs and slowly drop your left knee to your left side as far as it will drop so that the sole of your right foot lands either on the ground, or you can grab 1 or 2 blocks for your right foot to land on, like a platform. So the left knee has fallen open, the right foot is standing on the floor, right knee's pointing up. Ground your right shoulder here. You can even gaze past it if you want to stretch your neck. And now with your left palm, find that same spot you were pressing into earlier, the inner top of your right thigh, and gently press it away from your belly. How is your breathing right now? As you listen to the whisper at the back of your throat, count another 5 to 7 cycles of breath here. Then slowly lift the left knee, step the left foot on the ground, and step the right foot on the ground. Let's stretch both legs flat on the floor. Raise your arms overhead. Deep breath in. This time you might open the mouth and sigh it out. Bend your knees again and step your feet about hips distance apart. Turn out your left thigh at the hip and cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Flex your left foot to help stabilize your left knee. Press your left palm into the top inner side of your left thigh to help splay your left thigh open. At the same time, ground the back of your right hip. Relax your shoulders. Just about 5 breaths here. Keep the shape of your legs, grounding your left shoulder. You might stretch your neck by looking past your left shoulder. Drop your right knee to your right side as far as it'll fall, letting the sole of your left foot land either on the floor, or grab a block or 2 and step the left foot on it like a platform, just like I'm doing here. And with your right hand, locate that same spot you were pressing into, the top inner side of your left thigh, and continue to press it away from you gently. Deep breaths. So noticing what you tend to do in your physical yoga practice can be one of the things that Krishnamurti was asking us to notice in our day-to-day lives. When I say what you tend to do, this could be anything. How do you tend to react to stiffness in the body, or to exiting a pose? What is your way of coming out of it? What is your way of going into the depth of a pose? Do you tend to really try to push yourself beyond necessary, or do you generally play it safe and maybe even keep it very, very gentle? Just knowing what kinds of patterns we have in how we approach our physical bodies. As one of my past yoga teachers has said, the way you do anything in physical yoga, sun salutation or enter a pose, tells you a lot about how you do anything in life. Sounds like a very broad stroke. Just noticing, what are your patterns of moving? Do you tend to rush through to get to the destination, or are you really taking your time to pay attention to the journey? Let's start to unravel from this twist. Step your feet on the ground, slide the legs forward, raise your arms overhead, deep inhale, open the mouth, maybe side out. Let's take the strap. Bend your right knee into your chest. Take one more forward fold, but lying on our backs. Supine, hand to big toe pose. Hold the strap with two hands and straighten your right leg up towards the ceiling. Flex both of your feet. Keep your feet parallel to each other so you're not turning out the legs. If you have a lot of tightness in the back of your right leg, you can bend your left knee. Step your left foot on the ground. Otherwise, start to bend your elbows apart and bring your right leg closer and closer to you as you relax the shoulders. Breathing in fully, exhaling slowly. Even the patterns of how we breathe can say a lot. Are you aware of the breath when you're in a pose? Slowly release the right foot to the ground and step the ball of your left foot into the strap. Straighten your left leg upright and flex both of your feet. You can keep the right knee bent or straighten the right leg. Keep your feet parallel to each other, not turning out the legs. Slowly bring the left leg towards you. Really observing the stories that we tell ourselves in our minds. Such a huge part of cultivating clear perception or vidya. Let's release the left foot from the strap and bend both knees into your chest. You might choose to rock in different directions or rotate the thighs together and apart. I'm going to invite you into a shoulder opening posture for our corpse pose or shavasana. It's restorative fish pose. So you might turn over to one side and gradually lift your body up to sit so that we can set up two blocks behind you. One block either at its tallest height, if you feel that your front of the shoulders are not that open, or you can place that block on its medium height like this, the rearmost edge of the mat. If you feel like your shoulders are kind of open right now, you could go a little deeper. Place the second block medium height across the mat like this, and space the blocks so they're about 6 inches apart. Have a seat facing away from the blocks, and let's grab a pillow for some lower back support. Place it across your mat and stretch your legs on top so that the pillow is just beneath your knees, supporting a gentle bend. And then shake out your legs for a moment, shake out your feet, let your feet splay apart wider than hips distance, and then completely relax the legs. Start to lower onto the blocks so that the area right beneath the bottom tips of your shoulder blades touches the closest edge of the closest block. Let your shoulder bones roll off the blocks into the space between them, allowing your chest to both broaden and rise. Let the neck be free, neutral in its curvature as you rest the back of your skull against the furthest block. Make any adjustments so that your two shoulders can feel generally symmetrical, rotating them back as you turn your palms to face up, down by your thighs. Is there anything else you need to adjust in your body so that you can comfortably relax in stillness for a few minutes in corpse pose? Closing your eyes, invite a deep breath, slowly imagining it's filling up your entire body. Hold your breath in at the top for a few seconds. And then even slower through your lips, let it go. Then consciously let go of controlling your breathing as you stay aware of the breath, aware of the sensations, aware of your mind. Shavasana. Bring your awareness throughout your body and notice how you're feeling physically now. You might keep your eyes closed as you start to wiggle your fingers, maybe gently turn your head, ease into some gentle movements. Take your time turning over onto your right side and rest your head there for a few moments. Paying attention to your breathing. Observe how you feel energetically. And take your time rising up and finding a comfortable way to sit for 5 minutes in meditation. Sitting tall, grounded, and relaxed. You might rest your palms to stack face up on the center of your lap, letting the thumbs gently touch to promote inner balance. Maybe close the eyes. So Krishnamurti invites us to notice our tendencies of mind, to notice how we perceive the external stimuli. So I invite you to take that neutral witness of your own mind as we sit in silence. Notice where your attention is at this very moment. Remember to be gentle with yourself as you continue observing your mind without judging it. How does your mind feel at this point? Notice any emotions moving through you now. Mm, Allow a moment of gratitude for anything you'd like to recognize. And come back to your intention or your personal prayer for this practice. Remember to whomever you dedicated this practice. You might imagine them in some way right now receiving benefit. Let's close our practice. Chanting Om 3 times, sensing the resonance that you're both giving and receiving. Inhale a little deeper. Bowing in, recognizing the light within. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.